Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a serious but incredibly important topic, the 5 most dangerous diseases in our modern world. Now when we say dangerous, we're talking about the diseases that are responsible for the highest number of deaths globally. Understanding these is the first step towards prevention and living a healthier life. It's not about fear, it's about empowerment. So, let's dive in and learn what we can do to protect ourselves and our loved ones. First up on our list, at number 1, is ischemic heart disease, which you probably know as coronary artery disease. This is the top killer worldwide. So, what exactly is it? Essentially, it's when the blood vessels that supply your heart muscle become narrowed. Think of it like a plumbing issue in your body's most vital pump. The main culprit is plaque, a sticky substance made of fat, cholesterol, and other things that builds up inside your arteries. This process is called atherosclerosis. As this plaque accumulates, it reduces blood flow to the heart. This can lead to chest pain, known as angina, or even worse, a heart attack if the blood flow is completely blocked. Why is it so common today? Well, our modern lifestyles play a huge role. Things like a diet high in saturated fats and processed foods, not getting enough physical activity, smoking, and high blood pressure are all major risk factors. It's a silent threat that builds up over years, which is why early prevention is absolutely key. Moving on to number 2, we have stroke. A stroke is often called a brain attack, and that's a pretty accurate description. It happens when the blood supply to a part of your brain is interrupted or reduced, preventing brain tissue from getting the oxygen and nutrients it needs. Brain cells can begin to die in minutes. There are 2 main types of stroke. The more common one is an ischemic stroke, which is caused by a blockage in an artery similar to what causes a heart attack. The other is a hemorrhagic stroke, which occurs when a blood vessel in the brain leaks or bursts. The effects of a stroke can be devastating and long-lasting, potentially affecting speech, memory, and mobility. Risk factors for stroke are very similar to those for heart disease. High blood pressure is the biggest one, along with high cholesterol, diabetes, and smoking. The link between heart and brain health is incredibly strong. Recognizing the signs of a stroke, remember the acronym FAST: face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call emergency services is crucial for getting immediate medical help and improving the chances of recovery. Coming in at number 3 is a group of illnesses collectively known as lower respiratory infections. This category includes things like pneumonia and bronchitis. These infections affect the airways and lungs, making it difficult to breathe. They can be caused by viruses, bacteria, or even fungi. While many of us might think of these as common colds that go away on their own, for vulnerable populations like young children, the elderly, or people with weakened immune systems, they can be extremely serious and life-threatening. The tiny air sacs in the lungs, called alveoli, can fill with fluid or pus, which severely limits oxygen exchange. Symptoms can range from a persistent cough and fever to severe shortness of breath. Things like air pollution, indoor smoke from cooking fuels, and crowded living conditions can increase the risk. And of course, smoking is a major factor that damages the lungs' natural defenses, making them more susceptible to these infections. Good hygiene, like frequent hand washing and getting recommended vaccinations, like the flu shot and pneumococcal vaccine, are powerful ways to protect yourself. At number 4 on our list is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. This is a progressive lung disease that makes it increasingly difficult to breathe. COPD is an umbrella term that mainly covers 2 conditions, emphysema and chronic bronchitis. With emphysema, the air sacs in the lungs are damaged, and with chronic bronchitis, the lining of the airways is constantly inflamed. The primary cause of COPD is long-term exposure to irritating gases or particulate matter, most often from cigarette smoke. In fact, smoking is responsible for the vast majority of COPD cases. Other irritants like secondhand smoke, air pollution, and workplace dust and fumes can also contribute. What makes COPD so challenging is that it develops slowly over many years. Early symptoms might just be a nagging smoker-esque cough or feeling a little short of breath during activity. But as the disease progresses, even simple tasks like walking across a room can become exhausting. There's no cure for COPD, but quitting smoking and using treatments can help manage symptoms and improve quality of life. Finally, at number 5, we have trachea, bronchus, and lung cancers. These cancers all start in the respiratory system. Lung cancer, in particular, is one of the most common and deadliest cancers for both men and women. Just like with COPD, the single biggest risk factor is smoking. It's estimated to be linked to about 85% of all lung cancer cases. The toxic chemicals in tobacco smoke damage the cells lining the lungs. Over time, this damage can cause cells to grow uncontrollably and form a tumor. Other risk factors include exposure to secondhand smoke, radon gas, asbestos, and other carcinogens. Unfortunately, lung cancer often doesn't show symptoms in its early stages. When symptoms do appear, like a persistent cough that gets worse, coughing up blood, chest pain, and unexplained weight loss, the cancer may have already spread, making it much harder to treat. This is why prevention, especially avoiding tobacco, is so incredibly vital. Early detection through screening for high-risk individuals can also make a significant difference in outcomes. So, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Ischemic heart disease, stroke, lower respiratory infections, COPD, and lung cancers. What do they all have in common? A huge connecting thread is lifestyle. The choices we make every single day, what we eat, how much we move, and whether we smoke have a profound impact on our risk for these diseases. It's both a sobering thought and an empowering one. It means a huge part of our health is within our control. Let's talk about prevention. For heart disease and stroke, managing your numbers is key. That means keeping your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar in a healthy range. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, while limiting processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats, is your best friend. Regular physical activity. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise a week strengthens your heart and improves circulation. For the respiratory diseases, COPD, lung cancer, and infections, the message couldn't be clearer. Don't smoke. If you do smoke, quitting is the single most important thing you can do for your health. It's never too late to quit, and your body starts to repair itself almost immediately. Also, try to minimize your exposure to air pollution and other lung irritants. Ensure your living and working spaces are well ventilated. And remember the power of good hygiene and vaccinations to fend off infections. It's also important to remember the role of mental health in all of this. Chronic stress can contribute to high blood pressure and unhealthy coping mechanisms like overeating or smoking. Finding healthy ways to manage stress, whether it's through meditation, exercise, hobbies, or talking to someone, is a critical piece of the puzzle. If you're feeling overwhelmed, please don't hesitate to seek support. Talking to a friend, family member, or a mental health professional can make a world of difference. Your mental well-being is just as important as your physical health. The information we've discussed today might seem heavy, but knowledge is power. By understanding the biggest health threats we face, we can take proactive steps to mitigate our risks. It's not about making drastic, overwhelming changes overnight. It's about making small, sustainable choices every day. Swap that sugary drink for water. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Schedule that checkup you've been putting off. These small actions add up to a healthier, longer life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has given you some valuable insights and, more importantly, a sense of control over your own health journey. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that helps you live your best life. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.